So you'd like to sell your home, but you've heard all of these scary rumors that we're in a buyer's market. What are you ever gonna do? Well, you're in the right place because I have 7 wonderful tips for you about what to do to sell your home in a buyer's market. And you'll want to watch till the end of this video, or at least scroll to the end for my last 2 most important tips and the 2 biggest reasons why people cannot get their home sold during a buyer's market. I'm Ashley Romero, your favorite realtor here in Denver, Colorado. I am studying our real estate market every single day alongside of helping my buyers and my sellers navigate this recent shift that we've had in the last year. So let's get a couple of things out of the way. First of all, what is a buyer's market? Here in the Denver metro area, a buyer's market is defined as having 6 homes for sale for every 1 buyer. Right now, we are technically not in a buyer's market just yet, as we have 2 to 3 homes available for every buyer that is looking right now. However, coming from a market where homes were flying off the shelf in a matter of 1 to 2 days, whether they were listed way over market value or not, and regardless of their condition, this definitely feels a lot more like a buyer's market than it did just 1 year ago. So it can be kind of scary. The second thing that I want to touch on is that the only right time to sell your home is when it's right for you. Just because we're in more of a buyer's market than we were a year ago doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad time for you to sell your home. What matters is what's most important to your family and what you need right now. If you're not sure about selling your home and you would like to keep your home, even if you have to move out of the state for a job or something of that nature, my advice to you would be to have a real estate professional or an appraiser come in and evaluate your home and talk to you about what your home may be worth selling right now, or what it would look like to place your home for rent in the meantime while you move to your new location for your new job or whatever the situation may be. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, realistic expectations. One of the most common reasons a home is sitting on the market and not selling as quickly as it could be is due to the realtor not setting proper expectations with the seller about what their home is truly worth right now and how long homes are typically sitting on the market with our current conditions. So it's really important to understand. It's really important to just understand the market that you're selling in. What does average look like as far as the time on market, the average amount of showings that are going on at the time? And also, what does the average home for sale look like in your market? And how does your home compare to that home? This is going to set you up for success and allow you to make the best decisions when listing your home for sale. It is also an unrealistic expectation to assume that because homes were selling in 2 days back in 2020 and 2021, that's going to happen for your home. Things are looking a lot more normal now, which is what we all wanted due to the severity of the market back then. So now it's taking longer for a home to sell, more of an average time frame. A more realistic expectation for this current market would be that your home may sit for 3 to 4 weeks before getting a contract. Number 2, cleanliness and staging. When you are preparing your home for sale, you are going to want to make sure that a few things are in order. The cleanliness of your home is extremely important. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the buyers that are coming into your home to tour it and assume what they might be thinking and what they might be looking for. One of the best investments that you can make when preparing your home for sale is to hire a professional cleaning company to come in and clean everything. Ceiling to floor, top to bottom, everything. The baseboards, the oven hood, all of the nooks and crannies, and things that maybe you aren't quite thinking about at this time. Staging. The staging of your home is going to highly depend on the property's condition. It's also going to depend on what type of buyer you're trying to get into your home to purchase it. For instance, if you have a bit of a fixer-upper, you might not want to go the whole 10 yards with staging. You might just want to really focus on your listing price, because an investor that might be coming in to flip the home is going to be able to look past all of the things that are somewhat of a problem or maybe a little bit outdated, and they're going to be able to better see the potential in your property. However, if you're trying to appeal to more of a first-time home buyer, and maybe there are some things that need fixed up, but it's not everything, I would say that staging goes a long ways. A first-time home buyer isn't going to necessarily be able to see all of the potential and the value in a property that's a little bit more outdated as an investor would. So putting pretty furnishings on things really helps them visualize what it would be like to live in that property. If you have a home that's already really updated and really nice, you do not want to take away from this by putting too many trinkets out and staging the thing up to the high heavens. You really want to stage it very tastefully and minimalistically so that the prospective buyers coming in and viewing the property can see all of the wonderful renovations that you've done, or if your home's a newer construction, they're able to really focus their attention on all of the modern amenities that come with purchasing your property. Tip number 3, marketing. The number one way that people find their property that they end up purchasing is through our MLS system. The MLS system is a multiple listing service where the realtors and real estate agents congregate their listings, and then those listings from the MLS are pushed out to platforms like Zillow, Redfin, Homes.com, and things of that nature, where all of your buyers are probably searching. The other great feature with the MLS system is that when you have a prospective buyer that's working with a buyer's agent, which I believe every single buyer should be working with a buyer's agent for protection and because it's free to them. But any of those buyers that are working with a buyer's agent probably are having a list of homes that are tailored to what they need sent to their email every single day by their realtor. You want to be on that list. You want to get seen by all of the buyers looking for a property. So this is the number one place you're going to want to list your home. And in order to do that, you're going to have to hire a real estate agent or a realtor. Number 4, to fix it or not to fix it. When you're getting ready to sell your home, you may be having a lot of questions like, should I paint over this hot pink wall that I love so much so that it's more tasteful? You might be thinking, should I fix that stair rail going down the stairs that always shakes when I walk down? And the answer is more than likely yes, but it really depends on the situation. So for instance, if your entire house needs renovated, it might not really be worth it to work on those things. Your time might be best spent coming up with a strategic pricing strategy with your realtor to get the right buyer into the property who has the time and the funds to allocate to fixing up the home for whatever their needs may be. So this is just something to consider. If you would like to renovate your whole house though, that is totally fine too. Just be aware that there's going to be a large amount of time dedicated to this and more than likely a large amount of funds. So just something to consider. However, if your home is already up to date or mostly up to date, and there's just a few things that you could do to spruce it up, I highly encourage this. I would start by fixing all of the small things that are like usable things, like a shaky doorknob, just screw it in tighter. A shaky stair rail, just screw it in tighter. Anything that will affect your buyer pool is really important. So if you would like to allow for FHA buyers to potentially place an offer on your property, there's a long list of things that an FHA inspector is going to come through and look for, such as chipping paint on the exterior. So if you have some steps outside and all of the paint's chipping off, that's a really quick fix. Just go sand it down and paint it up or hire somebody to do it for you. And that's going to allow the buyer pool to widen, which is what you want. When it comes to opening up your buyer pool to FHA buyers, what you're wanting to do is fix anything that involves health or safety concerns. So that shaky stair rail could technically be a safety concern. Another thing that goes a long way is doing a quick paint touch up on any of the walls that might have scuff marks or chipping paint from moving furniture or whatever the case may be. Really just making sure that everything works properly. It's going to go a long ways. Another pro tip when considering what to fix in your home before listing it is you can do a pre-home inspection. That way you know all of the list of the things that an inspector is going to come in and say, hey, the sink is broken, whatever the case may be. And you can go through and just fix all of those things before you place your home on the market. That way, when a buyer comes in to do their inspection, they don't have any inspection objections. Everything's already taken care of, and it's one less thing that could hold up your deal. Number 5 is communication. This is one of the top 3 most important tips that I will give you. Communication all around. Communication all around. So what I mean by this is that you need to be really forthcoming with your real estate professional. Any important details that you know about the property, this is going to help them tailor their marketing strategy and get you a better array of buyers. You're also going to want to make sure that your realtor has wonderful communication skills. This is so important. When you're choosing your realtor, communication skills are the absolute number 1 most important thing that you're looking for. You need a realtor who is going to either answer their phone when you call them or they're going to call you back. And when you ask them a question, they're going to find the answer, even if they don't know the answer, and not BS you around. If you have a realtor who is not good at communication, you're going to have a buyer's agent that's going to call your realtor and say, hey Bob, I was just calling in regards to such and such avenue. My buyer is super interested in this property and I'm trying to find out if there's any foundation damage. I'm trying to find out when was the roof replaced. I'm trying to find out if we can get a showing. Oh, hey Bob, the lockbox code isn't working. Where are you? Can you please help me get into the house to show this house to my buyer? They're very interested. Here's the thing. If Bob sucks at communication, Bob is not going to answer the phone. When Bob doesn't answer the phone, the buyer doesn't see the property because they couldn't get into the lockbox. When Bob doesn't answer the phone, the buyer doesn't know when the roof was replaced. They don't know if there's foundation damage. They're not going to make an offer on your home. The best thing that could possibly happen is Bob just answer the phone. Your realtor must have good communication skills or you will be missing out on buyers for sure, 100% of the time. Number 6, this is the number 2 reason that your property is not selling. Photos. Your pictures that reflect what your property looks like on the MLS and on Zillow and on Realtor.com, they need to be professional quality pictures, not this click it with my Android and call it a day. And the realtor's like in the selfie in the mirror in the bathroom, whatever. I'm not hating. It's okay. I get it. But it needs to be professional photos. And this is something that your realtor should be providing to you. This isn't something that you should have to do work for. You shouldn't have to go hunt down a real estate photographer and pay them and hire them and deal with them. No. This is your realtor's responsibility. It's your realtor's responsibility to market the property and get it sold for you. So your realtor needs to be hiring a professional photography company unless they are a professional photographer themselves, specifically for real estate. And making sure that the photos of your property are as flawless as they possibly can be. Going alongside of this, we'll just talk real briefly. Your home needs to be at its best on picture day. Imagine like you're sending your kid to school for picture day. Think about that when you're staging your home for pictures for the MLS. You want to make sure it's like pristine, clean, nothing going wrong with it, the best it could possibly be. So what does this mean? Pack up all your knickknacks. You're going to move anyway. Put them in a box. You want the property to feel homey, but as much like a hotel or an Airbnb as possible. So think cleanliness, minimalism. You want all of the beds made, all of the mirrors cleaned, Put away the tissue boxes. Put all your cleaning supplies under the cabinet where they're hidden. Anything that you don't want in the pictures, hide them. All of your kids' toys, put them in a box somewhere temporarily while the pictures are being taken. That is the number 2 reason that your home is not selling, is because the pictures suck. Tip number 7. This is the number 1 reason that your home is not selling. It's the number 1 mistake that you can make ever. Guess what it is? Do you know what it is? I'm sure you know what it is. Guess. Okay, I'll just tell you. The price. Your pricing strategy has to be on point in a buyer's market. Back in the COVID era, when everybody was just buying properties left and right, they were like, oh, I don't care that it's $50,000 more than it should be. I'll buy it anyways, because interest rates were 2.5 to 3.5%, which is a historical low, and we don't live in that world normally. So in a buyer's market, your pricing strategy is the absolute most important thing that you can do to get your home sold, which ties back to realistic expectations. You and your realtor must know, what is your home really? Is it an investment home? Is it a family home? Is it a first-time home buyer home? You've got to think about these things. So if your property is a fix and flip, an investment property, you have to be okay with realizing that and understand that you cannot ask the same for an investment property that you can for a completely updated home. And if your home is completely updated and looks really nice, that is amazing. I'm so happy about this. However, we're not in 2021 anymore. So you still have to be really realistic with your pricing expectations, and you want to make sure that your realtor is pulling comparables for your home dating back to 2019 when the market was more normalized like what it is now, and then account for the appreciation and also account for the market shift. If you can get your home priced properly the first time, you have much better odds of selling it in 1 to 2 weeks than if you get the price wrong the first time and have to lower the price. Your home will sit for longer. It's unfortunately just a fact. So I hope that these brutally honest tips have been helpful to you. If you have any other questions about what might be best for you to do when prepping to sell your home, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a text, give me a call. All of my information's down in the description. I'll probably also put it on the screen. I'm Ashley, your favorite realtor here in the Denver metro area, and I hope to bring you helpful and valuable information. If you found this video to be of use to you, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I also have a Facebook page, and all of those are Ashley Romero Sells Denver. So feel free to check me out there. If there's anything that I can do to help you out, whether you're visiting town and you want to know where the best ramen place is, or if you're thinking about selling your home and you're just not sure and you'd like a comparative market analysis, whatever, just shoot me a text or give me a call. I'm super happy to help with anything, and I look forward to hosting you on my next YouTube video. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you soon.